Hi, hello. I'm Oleg, and I'm here with my co-founder, Sebastian. And we are from DocTech, as already been said. And in Germany, we go exactly under the name Medizintechnikmarkt, and this name explains what we actually do. We are building a worldwide platform to help doctors, resident physicians, and practice owners in particular to procure large and expensive devices like ultrasound, lasers, X-rays, and so on. And on the other hand, we are enabling handlers, vendors, and manufacturers to reach these audience that previously has been quite difficult to engage. Why are we doing that? Why can't a doctor just call up a vendor and order a device? Well, the problem is doctors buy such devices quite rarely. They last 5 to 10 years, and since the last time the doctor bought an ultrasound machine, the vendor probably has gone out of business, the brand is no longer manufactured, and the technology has changed. And whenever a person needs such a device, one has to do a lot of research, wasting precious time that could be spent on healing patients. And still, the doctors wouldn't be sure that they are getting a good deal. On the other hand, the vendors constantly looking for new customers, but they cannot just go ahead and send a salesman to every doctor. It's no longer cost effective. And vendors are now concentrating on big clinics and hospitals. And thus these doctors, practice owners, small physicians are left alone. What we do, actually, we enable doctors to find these vendors on our website. Because when doctors look for a device, they look it on the internet and they come to us. And the process looks like this. They arrive on a landing page, such as this for ultrasound machine. Yep. And the internet is failing me. Do I have it? Yeah, here you go. It's a test server. Never mind. And it's a bit yet mobile responsive. Okay. And we present here a form that is designed specifically for the product segment, and it contains the exact amount of questions we need to collect information enough to present a request to a vendor with a good result, with a good probability of a good match. So I just skip a few. It doesn't take much. It's basically average time to fill this request is 67 seconds, as we measured in our statistics, not including this loading sequence. And once the lead is submitted, I wouldn't just enter my details here. We see this lead in our backend system, which appears like that. Give me a second. Again, test server. Never mind. And it's not really optimized to this resolution. Yeah, what is special about this is this part here. This is our filter system. Every vendor in our portfolio has a set of filters that use the same attributes we use to generate doctor requests. And the filters are set up in such a way that we can assign scoring to a certain lead and decide which vendor is able to fulfill this request the best. Because the goal basically to satisfy both sides. The doctors have to get a contact from the handler, from the vendor, that is capable to meet the product requirements the doctor needs. It's not always the same model that doctor wants, but in the medical technology field, there are a lot of overlapping. And this scoring system that we have implemented helps us to find a better match for the customer. It doesn't help me to show you in its widescreen glory, but if you allow me to just go ahead and do this. And this is exactly in a bit better detail. As you can see, this doctor matches the price profile but is not exactly the good match in the type of the device he wants. This is a very simple test filter. We have much more sophisticated ones, which would take much more screen space here. But this is how it works. This actually is a recommendation systems problem that we face here. We have a set of doctors who have to be matched to a set of items, namely the vendor profiles. On the other hand, we have a set of vendors, which are also users, that have to be matched to a set of items which are doctor requests. And our goal is to optimize the utility function on both sides. And we are been doing it quite lean, adding one functionality after another. But we are going to test other available framework out there. For instance, LensKit is quite promising to really turn this into a complete automated recommendation system. And thus, we hope to achieve complete satisfaction on both sides. This brings me to the next thing, that we are looking for front-end developers to improve this horribly thick-looking thing that I had designed myself, and, and full-stack back-end developers in PHP and Java. So if you find this kind of task exciting, please let me talk to you. Thank you. Now I take questions. Questions?
My father's a surgeon, and I know that hospitals in South Africa, at least, I mean, it's not just one person making a decision on what sort of technology gets used, and a lot of hospitals have contracts with certain companies. So even if a certain machine isn't, let's say, the best price to performance option or something like that, they'll be bound within the contracts. I mean, I don't know how it is in Germany, obviously, but do you guys have a way of sort of getting around that? Or?
Exactly. You are talking about a bit different customer group.
Yeah.
This is clinics, hospitals that are
These are like private practices.
This is private practices,
okay.
Exactly. They are owned basically by one person, operated by a few. And the doctor is actually a businessman there, although he doesn't consider himself as such. He thinks he is the doctor first, but businessman he is nonetheless. And he has to make a business decision, and devices in this price area are basically investments. And we help them to achieve those.
I think it's very cool. What if you have like what if you need multiple things? Does it also sort of work out? Let's say you have a budget and you need 3 machines, but across 3 different categories. Does it also do that, or is it always singular?
And I don't think that we have ever come around such a problem yet, because we had never seen a lead that requires 3 machines in these price categories. Normally, we can get requests only for 1 machine only.
Okay.
Hi. How do you keep your prices updated and your products so that you're sure that you're always showing the right thing at the right time?
We don't have a product database. We don't have prices. It's virtually impossible, at least at this moment. We have to make price requests every time with a vendor. Fortunately, in our customer group, price is not always the biggest issue. Doctors, no, this is no joke. Doctors take pride buying, trying to allow themselves the priciest device there is, because then they can demonstrate their customers that they provide the kind of service they cannot get elsewhere.
That's crazy.
More questions? Otherwise, thank you.
Okay, thank you.